Ooh, 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 ooh. Ladies, gentlemen, gamers, and fellow League of Legends lovers and League of Legends haters. Welcome back to another patch notes review. Patch 25.04. I hate the way they say this new patch notes. But anyway, we have a couple of things to go over in this patch notes. It's been 2 weeks. It's actually been a little bit more because I was supposed to do this yesterday, but I was busy and I have mental torment from work and from life. So stuff happens, but we're still here. Now, important things to get through. Kind of some housekeeping, as you would say. League is really going through it. And Riot, and I've made videos on this, especially with the new Mordekaiser skin. Overall, it seems Riot, just on a general trend, and I don't know if this is going to be reflected in the patch notes, I really hope it isn't. But in a general trend, everything seems to be going bad. And not even just for Riot, just kind of for the gaming industry in general. I feel like things are just not good overall. There's little gems here and there that are kind of defying this, but overall, things just do not seem good. But with Riot specifically, they've basically gutted all the free-to-play options. And I heard in this patch right here, ironically enough, they're removing honor and all the stuff associated with the honor orbs, honor capsules, all that shit. They've gutted Prime because that's no longer a thing anymore. They have removed chests and they're getting rid of the Masterwork track because you can't even buy them anymore. So we do have to do a chest unboxing soon, which I am excited for. I can finally get maybe some skins, although I'm really uncertain about the future of this game because even the battle pass is more garbage. The skins have gone down in quality. Basically, on almost every single plane, and obviously I'm not including balance in this because balance is up and down. It really depends. But in every single instance, right, in terms of cosmetics, in terms of just player sentiment, in terms of, I would say, even respect to the player, Riot seems to be shitting themselves. And it really calls into question, at least for me, do I want to keep playing this game the way I have? I'm probably still going to keep playing League because, I'm sick in the head, as are most people who play this game. But I don't know if I'm going to do in the same way. I was going to recently top up on RP again because I have bought every single pass since the release of them. But now with the new pass being so garbage, I honestly don't know what to do. Because, and I don't know if they're going to show the skins in this patch. They're probably not. It's probably next patch. And we'll talk about this again if, and this is a big if, I decide to do it. Because this could be the perfect segue into me basically kind of taking a break on League. Because when things are this bad, I have a bad habit of sticking with them. And, I think there is a certain respect to be gained with loyalty. But sometimes it really just stifles you as well. Now, I don't know if I'm going to continue to do patch notes. We'll see. I always say that too, and I've said that in the past, and yet here I am. But, this is probably the strongest I've ever felt a push to really not be as serious and as into League than ever before. Because everything that made me like League, especially skins, because I love collecting skins, I loved grinding the battle pass, ranked and everything. And ranked, they made it, you don't even need to be gold to get the skin anymore. So it's like, everything has changed, and the game just, it just feels like they're trying to milk us. It feels like I'm playing Overwatch again, man. And like the developers Blizzard, and I'm just trying to get milked for any money. And it's not good. So we'll see if I continue to do these. I might not. It really depends. But yeah, it's not looking good. But either way, let's see balance-wise what's happening with the game. So lock in, because it's the last patch of Act 1. And let me just say, Act 2 is not looking good. And they did even say they're going to improve, Act 2 skin, or not Act 2 skins. I think they're going to improve the whole thematic after that, the whole, season split after that. But, man, it is just, I can't emphasize enough how angry people are and how much worse Riot is doing because they're just adding gas to the flame. It's like, okay, we're removing chests. Oh, thanks, Riot. Oh, and we're giving you shitty Exalted skins. Okay, thanks, Riot. And free-to-play players are the problem. Okay, thanks, Riot. And we're getting rid of honor capsules. Oh, okay, thanks, Riot. And we're getting rid of TFT eggs. No one really cares about that, though. And then they're like, oh, and we're getting rid of getting skins from the Hextech shop as well with Mythic Essence. Okay, thanks, Riot. It's like everything is going bad, and we're making passes words. Okay, thanks, Riot. It's like all these things are terrible, and they're doubling down, and it's sad because it's probably not the messengers, Pabro and the other guy. It's probably just Riot, higher ups, just shitting the game, which I attribute probably to the new CEO that they got in 2023. But either way, let's see what's in the patch. I was about to say the pass. Lock the fuck in! It's the last patch of Season 1, Act 1. Thank God. We've got our first big systematic item swing of the year this patch, taking a peg out of the best performing tank items and nudging some tier 2 boots closer to where we'd like them to be. I wonder if that means nerf, because I think the tier 2 boots are really... Oh, sorry, I meant the, Oh my god, what is it called? The fucking, not the Spoils of War. Some bullshit they do with the boots. I forgot what it's called, but I don't think they're nerfing that, even though I think they should. But either way, they're notably nerfing plated steel caps, which is ironic because ADCs just got stronger. And it's sad because I haven't played ranked because I haven't needed to, and I don't need to play this game. Why? Because I'm done with this shitty ass pass. Wow. But you know, ADC's got one of the biggest buffs in my opinion. At least the ADCs I love and play, which is auto attack ADCs, because they increased the cap to 3.0. So it's ironic they're nerfing steel caps, which is one of the main counters to ADCs. So ADCs also might be looking a bit stronger here, which is crazy. We're also making Infinity Edge a bit cheaper as well. Oh my god! Helping crit ADCs get their builds online sooner. See, this is why I didn't include balance in the whole brouhaha, like, controversy that's going on. Because balance is its own animal, but everything else Riot is messing up on. But balance, this might be a good patch, yo! On the champion side of things, Mel is receiving a few, probably nerfs, to increase her counterplay, which is Riot's favorite word, while Elise and Diana are receiving adjustments to address their role disparities. Not to mention another dozen champion balance changes to bring in some allies. Cool. In addition to the usual balance changes, I'm assuming, you know, I really wonder, are they going to address anything about the chests or the loot system? They probably won't, but let's see. We've also got some mysterious masked justice heroes dropping onto the Rift. A revamp to the honor system. Oh, yeah, let's see this quote-unquote revamp they're talking about. This is not a revamp. This is a literal gutting. But let's see. I'll give them the benefit of the doubt, because I don't know if they're replacing it with anything or what, but... Oh, man, this is not going to be good, man. ARF and Swift play balance changes, which is cool. And our 2025 class schedule, which I heard also might be getting nerfed, as if all the other stuff wasn't enough. And a new Mythic Shop rotation. Whoopee, spend your money. Cool. Looking for more info on League? Go fuck yourself, because this game is probably just becoming a cash cow. Not the patch notes you're looking for? Go look at TFT, which is, at this point, I think marginally better than League. But either way, and sadly, you can't play both. Which, again... And I've mentioned this before, and I think I made a video on this before, but in the same video, I believe, where they talk about, it was one of the dev updates, maybe it wasn't the one with skins, but they talk about how they're going to double the amount that TFT counts for the League of Legends Battle Pass, but it doesn't count at all, so I don't know what they're talking about, and I don't think they really know what they're talking about either, because they record those ahead of time, which is so stupid, but either way, let's see what they're doing. So mid-patch updates. They say mid-patch even though it just came out. It's literally a day later. Fixed a bug that caused blue side bounties to be lowered if they were the losing team. Oh, wow. Okay, damn. That's a pretty big bug. Anyway, here's the preview. We have some interesting skins and controversies even with that to talk about. Yes, believe it or not, there's a controversy almost at every area you look. Anyway, I have no clue about these new skins. I actually have barely saw them at all. And as I always say, rest in peace, Surrender at 20. But either way, let's look at patch naming. So, I did notice the patch name was different. We initially went to 25.s1.1 with the hopes of tying patches more close to the seasons, and after a couple of patches we realized it's not the easiest thing to communicate. Yeah, it's fucking ridiculously stupid, and wasn't really hitting the mark the way we hoped. I don't understand why we moved away from like season 14, like 14 dot whatever, 15 dot whatever. It's so stupid. So either way, this is going to be patch 25.04, so they're going to tie it to the year now. With the last patch this year being 25.24. Then come January 2026, it'll be 26.1, and you get the idea. So I'm going to have to adjust my my thumbnails now, but that's fine. This will also tie the patch numbers how we talk about our other events like Worlds much closer to each year, which is great. So, Honor's getting revamped, and this is where I'm surprised they didn't make a video on this, but I think they're honestly scared to make a video on this because they're getting so much hate everywhere you go. Every single place you go, it's Hextech chest, Hextech chest, Hextech chest. Please give it back. Please, Riot, why are you punishing us? Like, they cannot catch a break, and they shouldn't catch a break either. I'm not saying this is bad. I'm saying this is good. But people are not letting this go. So, I think they're just trying to shove it in here rather than put it in a video because they're going to get clowned. And they probably hope to God people aren't noticing this. And it's, I give them some respect for putting it in the beginning here. I mean, where else are they going to put it at the end? But, this is where, man, let's see this revamp. Now, in all honesty and fairness, I'll be honest, right? One of the biggest things with the honor system was it gave you keys, right? It did give you like little tokens where you could get like medieval Twitch and Grey Warwick, which are the only things you'd really ever want because it's the only things that are there. And, for years, Riot has said, oh yeah, we're going to revamp Honor, we're going to revamp Honor. Well, apparently here it is. So let's see how good it is, right? Let's see if it's an actual revamp, which it's not. So as of this patch, the honor system is revamped to better reflect how players interact with one another. No. Instead of steadily progressing over a season, unless you're penalized, your honor now updates regularly based on your recent behavior. Our goal with these changes was to make honor about how you show up and the positive impact you've had on your teammates. Which again, overall, I will always say this league is a lot less toxic than it used to be. No game is perfect, but it's night and day what this game used to be and what they used to allow. Our goal with these changes was to make honor about... Alright, sorry. Not as many not just how many games you've played. As always, we want the system to create a safer and more positive environment for everyone, blah, blah, blah. So again, the old thing with Honor was you get incentivized with the stupid Honor tokens, which would get you at most 2 skins and some chromas, or you get keys. But the chest system isn't really in anymore, so what's going to happen with the keys? I don't know. Well, I do know, I'm just acting coy. Let's see. Now that honor is a more accurate evaluation of behavior, we're tying it to communication privileges and other rewards, which is kind of crazy. Honor 3 now represents neutral players who aren't basically doing shit. All the baseline features to play and communicate with your team are available at Honor level 3. Higher levels of Honor are reserved for players who are consistently positive, basically if you don't troll anyone or if you don't say anything bad in chat. Respectful and collaborative. If you carry your team, they're going to honor you. Let's be real. This is based on skill. And if you're not an asshole. These players are rewarded with Battle Pass XP drops and benefits like visible honor levels, which everyone totally likes and wants. At Honor 5, you'll gain access to an ally-targeted pings to call for things like Dearest Karthus Ultimate. Wait, what? You can't... Wait, they're locking that behind Honor 5? Meanwhile, Honor level 1 and 2 indicate an active penalty on your account due to recent disruptive behavior. Basically, you're a bad boy. And access to rewards and some chat usability will be restricted, which is crazy. So when they said Honor revamped, I don't know if they're going to mention the capsules or anything, or if that's even this patch anymore, but let's see. So Honor levels now is going to dynamic evaluation, whatever that means. Rewards and entitlements, which is a crazy wording. Based on your current Honor, more info available at the FAQ, Honor checkpoints, and seasonal resets gone. So now it doesn't reset, which is cool. Demotion warning. We will notify you when your Honor is sliding, basically when you're a bad boy. Honor penalties are game-based. The amount of matches you must play to lift the penalty is viewable in your profile. Wow. So it's almost like chat restrictions, but like with more steps. Honor tokens. Oh, so they're sliding it in, but they're barely mentioning it. Any remaining Honor 5 tokens in loot will be converted into 1050 orange essence. At least they're... and it's so crazy I have to say it like this. At least they're being merciful and converting it to orange essence and not blue essence. Like, Jesus Christ. And I don't even know why they're converting it to orange essence, because orange essence is basically defunct because there's no more chests. Anyway. Honor orbs and capsules have been replaced with Battle Pass XP. Oh, whoopee, because that's what we want. After 25.04, the first time you reach Honor 5, you will permanently be awarded all the fucking skins, alongside Grey Warwick and Medieval Twitch. That is honestly probably the only positive out of this. You get a lot of skins. If you just join League and you get Honor 5, you get fucking, what is it? Mal's, Shen, Akshan, Warwick, and Twitch. You get 5 skins. Now, are they good skins? Not really. But let's see if they're going to continue to do Honor skins at least, right? Which I think are kind of garbage, but it is what it is. But yeah, no, they're gutting Honor. Jesus Christ, this is terrible. Something that personally I don't really care about, but it's like, damn, you really take away everything from the free-to-plays. Oh, excuse me. Let me take a quick swig here. I still somehow... I don't even think I'm sick, but I think whatever I had affected, like, my throat, because apparently a really bad, like, virus is going around that's making people cough or something. I'm not fully sure, but I think that's what I had, so... My cough is everlasting, which is sad. Also, my fucking bottle sounds weird now, too. Oh, there we go. Fixed. I just closed and opened it. I turned it off and I turned it back on. Anyway, Ashe. On to the first change, which is an ADC. So let's see. After her recent adjustment, Ashe is sitting a bit on the weaker side. All they need to do is up her attack speed. If they up her attack speed and she's one of the few ADCs who can hit the limit, I think that'd be great. This patch, we're looking to add back the bite to her frost, and we're looking to give her some power in the mid game. Oh, and a bit more upfront damage on her R. Interesting. So let's see. So the Q is getting a scaling buff more later than earlier, which is fine because you max that second. The AD ratio of W is going up by 10%. That's pretty decent. Excuse me. And then the secondary target damage is going up to 100. Now, unless you're building AP on Ashe's ult, they are buffing the base damage here by 50. Unless you're building AP, the secondary damage really isn't nothing. Like, this ult is not known for its damage. I think it's known for something else. All these are great changes. They're slightly bumping up Ashe. This is not bad. This is pretty good. Diana. Diana is probably one of the best characters in the game. I fucking hate her. I think she's really good. She somehow, I always feel, is semi-tanky. She's like a bruiser that's also an assassin at the same time, and it feels fucking stupid. I really feel like she's so good. Diana has quickly risen in the ranks as a jungler, but is currently struggling as a mid laner. Ironic. We're giving her some generally helpful buffs to make her stronger mid lane while pulling down some of her jungle mods. Interesting. So the monster damage is going down from her passive, which is one of the main ways she does damage. The Q is going up in base, which is okay. And then the W is going up a little bit, which is okay. She's alright. I mean, I guess she's a little bit better mid. The passive damage does hurt her jungle clear, but she can still jungle. Don't think twice about it. Then it's whatever. Echo. I remember when Echo was such a problem on the Rift. I don't think he was as much as a problem as Yuumi and Cassante, but I think he was almost there, because Tank Echo was a fucking menace. But I would love to see some Echo buffs, but it's not the era of Arcane, so I doubt we're going to get buffs, but let's see. Echo's sitting a bit weak in both jungle and mid, so they're going to buff him. Wow. So the Q damage is going up by 10. Wow, what a buff. Crazy Echo buffs, everyone. Elise. So Elise just got one of the free skins in the Act 1 pass. So, I'm assuming she might get a buff. I don't think Elise is particularly great. And, the couple champions that I think deserve reworks or removals are Lee Sin, Elise, and, I forgot who else. But Elise and Lee Sin are two of them. So Elise jungle was quite weak, but recent buffs to Dark Harvest actually have brought her back. Oh! Wait, what the fuck? Elise support has taken over? We're removing some of her support. Okay, so, and here's the problem. She's a support because she can one-shot the carry. Oh my god, this is terrible. So her W damage is getting nerfed by 20, and the scaling is going way down, which is crazy because this is a hard move to hit if you're ganking for the most part. But sometimes it's really easy, I guess, in lane, which is sad. I don't think the W deserves this much of a fucking spanking. But anyway, the other W, the cooldown's going down by a lot, the attack speed's going up by a lot, so they're transferring some of her power, but I don't think it's an even transfer. That cooldown is crazy, though. And then the R, the Spiderling damage, is going up. So they're really pushing her to be a jungler. I think, honestly, it's kind of scary, but the Spider form, Spiderling's damage, and then the Skittering Frenzy being like this much attack speed and this little cooldown, I think her jungle clear might be actually a little crazy now. Holy fuck. Elise is definitely one to look at. That's a little scary. GP! I haven't seen Tobias Fate recently, so I honestly don't know how good GP is. GP's been avoiding his oranges and needs a dose of vitamin B for buffs. Wow. So his AD growth is going up. So this kind of benefits him in a lot of ways, again. And as they say, it's because he builds Tri. So his base damage going up actually does matter. Quay. Quay is, as I always say, interesting. I say, why do people play Quay? Unless you really like him, you can do a lot of what he does a lot easier with other champions. Not to say he's bad, it's just he's very skill capped for the most part. I feel like to play Quay, you really gotta just love carpal tunnel syndrome, I don't know, and just overthinking things. But I feel like they should make him a little bit easier to play. It's just, I think his kit is just too non-offensive, which is weird. But personally, that's just me. Quay is currently painting L's for his opponents, especially when it's a higher skilled player holding the brush, of course. As a champion that benefits from flexibility to adapt to all situations, because he has so much in his kit, we're looking to reduce how well it can optimize his laning phase. Interesting. So his passive is going down by 5% scaling. His QW, which is ironic, or I think it's funny they have to say it like that. His QW is going down in base damage early, which I think is fine as long as it's the same late. That's okay. And then the WE, which is basically the main thing you're doing for extra damage, is now giving you 5 less damage base and 5 less scaling. Overall, he's a little bit worse. I think regular people cannot use this guy, and this is just nerfing the pros at him, which is whatever. I kind of gave up on Quay, sadly, but this hurts him a little bit. Bobby. Bobby is Bobby. I think he... God, they really need to, like, just make his, like, base form the one from Arcane. I fucking hate the way he looks. He looks so different from how he looks in Arcane with his, like, adult version here. But whatever. Arcane Survivor is such a good skin, by the way. Holy shit. One of the last few skins we got that was good. But anyway, with Jace, what do I think of Jace? I think Jace is always decent. I don't know why pros love him. Well, I kind of do. He has great laning phase, decent scaling. I just fucking hate him. I feel like he just doesn't do enough. It's so weird. I just hate Bobby. But what are they doing to Bobby? We've got a pretty straightforward change for Jace this patch. Last patch when we raised the attack speed cap, we missed increasing his W. Well, I don't think Jace is the main recipient of that. But I guess they're set. Oh. So the W is setting it to the max speed for the 3 attacks. Oh, okay, cool. I think that's a nice little buff. It's a nice little buff. Callista. Ooh, what is Callista gonna do? So, ironically enough, I don't know how the attack speed change really affected her. Because she is one of the champions who could really get to max attack speed. But the problem is the higher attack speed you get, the more Callista is kind of hard and feels like shit. There's a certain point with the way the animations work, and I think they kind of changed it recently, but I haven't really tested it to make sure because it's a really, like, you're just asking to lose if you go into, like, a random support with Callista. But anyway, I think that Callista, the sad reality is, because of the way her passive works and the tech behind it, and people notice this if you play Callista too, at higher attack speeds, you attack faster if you stand still. If you're utilizing the passive, if you're jumping around, you actually attack slower. So I don't know if high attack speed would necessarily feel good because it actually becomes harder to sort of correctly kite around with her. So I'm really curious what they're going to do with this. What are they doing? Callista's change at the start of the year succeeded, making her quite a bit nicer to play, but she's a bit overpowered right now. Whether you're a pro player, I've simply learned how to play this difficult markswoman. Oh wow, DI. Since most players haven't mastered Callista's high skill curve, we're opting to be more pro-focused with this nerf. We're hitting her soul mark damage as an attempt to focus that tier of play. Yeah, because in solo queue and in regular play, good luck synergizing with your support for this shit. Unless you're duoed. Yeah, the max damage is going down by, oh my god, 4% early. Holy shit. Thank god they leave it at 18 max, but you max this last, I believe. So, wow, though. It's going from 14 to 10. That is a really big nerf. But again, it's a nerf that mostly coordinated players get, so this isn't too bad of a nerf on Callista, and maybe she's overall buffed by the attack speed changes from last patch. Either way. Kog'Maw. I just want to say something, by the way, because Kog'Maw reminded me of this. In Earth, this guy is absolutely, and other ADCs like Vayne too, they're absolutely busted. Because in Earth, they increased the attack speed cap to 10. 10 attacks a second, by the way. It is disgusting. So, Kog'Maw is easily one of the champions that easily hits the cap because of his Q attack speed scaling as well. And he is just wild. Like, I don't know. Sadly, again, I haven't really played Kog'Maw since the last patch, but... And I'm probably not going to play him for a while because I'm waiting for the next patch to come out, if I even get it, which I'm debating. But Kog'Maw's probably a lot better, so I'm curious to see if they're going to nerf him. Kog'Maw normally sets a pretty high win rates due to being an easy-to-play and always have room for counterplay. Interesting. He's winning a little bit more than is fair. We're delivering a small tap that would just take away some damage that he shouldn't really miss. We like to preserve his rapid-fired spitballs as best in class. That said, AP Cog is getting some compensation for this nerf. Oh. So the damage of Q is going down by a decent amount, but it's going up in AP scaling. Honestly, this is fine. He has so much more damage from the attack speed with the W. It is perfectly fine. I'm fine with this. Ruru. What is Lulu doing? Um, I mean, if Kog'Maw's getting nerfed, maybe Lulu's getting nerfed too. But let's see. Lulu is in quite a strong state right now and has the power she can afford to lose. We're looking to give her some meaningful nerfs. Help Picks is one of Lulu's most flexible and reliable abilities. I think it's also one of the most skill-capped abilities, too. We're looking to take it down a notch while also removing a bit of power from her Whimsy. So I feel like, and I've always said this, Lulu is probably one of the best supports in the game. I take her to be on like Thresh level, where like a good Thresh can run the lane, run the game. Lulu can do it as well in different ways. Like Lulu can almost do anything if she's good enough. Almost anything. That's actually crazy. So let's see what they're doing. They're nerfing the bonus attack speed, which is honestly fair. The cooldown is going up, which is, I guess, okay. And then help picks is getting a slight nerf. I think this is fine. I think this is fair because, again, I think she's one of the best supports in the game. It's actually crazy. Oh, man. Oh, man. Oh, man. Oh, man. Oh, man. Melanie. So, I really like Mel. However, and based on the stats, I think I'm correct with this as well. I do not think Mel is actually that good, believe it or not. And the stats kind of, from what I've been seeing, unless I'm seeing altered or wrong stats, doesn't seem to have too high of a win rate anyway. They hot fixed her ass, they nerfed her ass, they're nerfing her ass again. I don't think it's warranted, but there's a lot of frustration with this character because I think it's large in part due to the execute and just the type of kit she has feels very unfair. Because after the fight's over, you just walk away, then she ults you, then you die. It's like, how do you counterplay that? Do you Zanya's, I guess? Maybe. But it's like, the type of kit she has is very deceptive. But I don't think she's that strong, because she really only provides damage. Slight CC with the E, but she's got a good amount of slappings, man. I don't know how much more they're going to do it. But let's see. Mel has been very popular to both pick and to ban, and the ban part is what they don't like, because she's getting overtly banned. We believe Mel experiences just a little bit too much safety for opponents to effectively punish her, which is kind of true. Her range is crazy. Correct, we're lowering her Q range and speed, W duration, which is, I think, fair finally, and I'm going to go into that, and early E root duration to make her more accessible. At the same time, we're returning some of her ability to scale into the mid and late game. Thank goodness. Excuse me. So let's see. Let's see what they're doing. So the cast range of Q is going down by 50, which is going to hurt, but it is what it is. It's already a really long ability, too. The projectile speed is going slightly down, too, so it'll take longer, which means you can probably walk out and not get hit by the whole thing, which is fine. Now the W. I always said this. Samira's W was hands down worse than Mel's W. Samira's W blocked everything for 1 second, and they said that was too much, so it blocks it for 0.75. And that's it. Granted, it is AoE. It is powerful because it is AoE. Mel's reflected everything and did damage with it. Way more than Samira's, and it lasted a whole second. Now we're finally getting equality, and it's 0.75 seconds duration. Which, again, I think is fair, because look at Samira. Either way. Now the question is Samira balanced? But either way, mana cost is going slightly up, that's whatever. Reflected damage, and this is the big part, is going a little bit down. I think that's fair. There was times where certain abilities would literally kill you. You would essentially be killing yourself if you attacked her, which is crazy. Now the argument would be like, oh yeah, she has to be skilled to know when to use or whatever. No, she doesn't. Not with everything. I think the W is an insane ability. I think this shit deserves to be nerfed. This is fine. Granted, I don't think they should nerf her other stuff too much if they're doing this, but it's whatever. So the root duration is going down, but it's still over 1 second, which is crazy. It still goes to 2.25, which is great. And then the direct hit damage is going actually slightly up. Wow. And then the R, the Golden Eclipse, the damage per stack is going slightly up, which is great because I think the stacking part is her whole fantasy. And if they get rid of that, she's a very boring character. Overall, this is a nerf, but I think it's a nerf that's deserved, especially with the W. The W is another big fucking pain point. Like, oh my fucking god. Either way, Mel is Mel. We'll see how it lands, but she's hopefully going to be not too much touched after this. So what do I think of Nautilus? I saw some disgusting ass shit recently. I don't know if it's taking off. I don't know if it's a problem. But I've seen Boss playing AP Nautilus top. What the fuck? But regardless, I don't think that's good. I hope it's not good, and I hope Nautilus gets buffed so he goes support. Or they kind of push him more towards support with a buff in some way, shape, or form. But let's see. Nautilus's power levels are currently sinking, especially in solo queue. Wow. And they're buffing him. So they're buffing his Q to do slightly more damage. It has a 90% AP scaling, but this is really nothing. I mean, the damage is whatever, but it's not like a Leona. Like, Nautilus can kill the AD with a little bit of difficulty. Leona can easily solo the AD. It's not Leona level, but the base damage is going slightly up, which is fine. But it's not much. He's not known for his damage and nothing. This isn't changing that. Scion. So Scion's getting a new skin soon, and the skin is hot garbage in the next act. So he's probably gonna get a buff here. So let's see. Scion's not in the best state at the moment. He really never is, unless he's OP. And we're about to nerf a bunch of his main items, so they're buffing him proactively. Wow. So his base armor is going up, and the less of it you have, the more it matters. 36 is decently high now. Health regen is going up to 9. Not bad. Scion's slightly better, but we gotta see what they're doing to his items. Teemo! They're buffing Teemo jungle. He does more damage to the jungle. Cool. Wiener. I think Wiener is overall still better because of the changes they did to his W, because he still is, I think, a little bit buggy. He's not as buggy as he used to be. The biggest pain point was with his W. His W is so glitchy, it's crazy. But Warwick is actually probably decent. He's a very beginner-friendly character. I think he could use some buffs personally, but let's see. Warwick's actually doing just fine. The jungle's power in top lane is over the top. Jesus, Warwick top is so troll. Looking to offset this difference by hitting his Q here, since it maxes first when he's playing top, but second in the jungle, which is crazy. So his Q is going up by 10 mana. This does nothing. Whatever. Yasuo. Wow. Wait, they're touching Yasuo now. So by comparison, they might have to touch Yone, but looking down below here, there's no Yone touching. So what the fuck is the difference between Yone and Yasuo now? I don't think Yasuo's OP. If anything, I think Yasuo's harder than Yone personally. But let's take a look. Yasuo hasn't been able to find his stride recently. Yeah, because they changed all the fucking items. So we're going to put some wind behind his metaphorical sails. You know what the sad part is? They scale off crit. Him and his brother Yone scale off crit. I can see an argument for maybe in some instances building them not full crit. But their ideal build is not full crit, which is crazy because they actually gain AD for building more than 100% crit, which they gain double crit anyway. So, they're going to hit that. It's like, damn, what's happening? But either way, we'd like it if Yasuo's players were more willing to buy early crit chance, which they don't care. So we're softening his crit damage modifier from way back when base crit was 200%. I miss those days. So the critical damage reduction is getting removed, but I wonder if this is still there for Yone, and it seems like it is. So Yasuo might do slightly more damage to Yone. Than Yone. Not to Yone. Which is ironic. If it was to Yone, it'd be lore accurate. But, this is interesting, because Yasuo's always better at dealing with hard-ass tanks. I think Yone is just better at dealing with just everyone. Yone needs a lot less setup on his own, and it's easier to do. Yasuo requires either a lot more setup or a lot more skill. I think Yasuo's the harder of the two, but he's also more niche. So they're kind of just giving him more damage, which is crazy. I mean, it's 10%. It's not anything huge, but wow. Not bad. Finally, we're up to items. Abyssal Mask. I feel like no one really builds this item, but I could be wrong. I just don't see much tanks, sadly. So what are they doing? Abyssal Mask is doubly situational, both needing MR and other magic damage teammates. It was overbuffed at season start. Wow. I don't really think it's that good. I don't really see it much used, but they're nerfing it by 5. Whatever. Fimbulwinter. I feel like Fimbulwinter is an item that's so not used, because again, tanks just aren't used in general. But hopefully they buff it. Let's see. We've had Fimbulwinter on our radar for a while. It's been a very strong item for a while, but it's been consistently overlooked, especially since not all tanks see mana. I feel like that's the main problem with it. It has stats that I feel like are not appealing, but apparently it's strong, so maybe I'm wrong. Well, I'm not wrong in the fact that it's being overlooked. It's not popular, but apparently it's good. But let's see. Right at point now, we're champions who are between two options. Fimbulwinter versus Muramana or Saracen Breeze should clearly always be choosing the tank option. We're looking to fix that. Oh, so it's people abusing it. So the shield is going down. So it's not scaling. And this is 30% less shielding. Okay, cool. Fuck this item. I hate this item. Heartsteel. I feel like Heartsteel needs a buff. I feel like this item is so bad. Like, it takes too long to build, and you... Like, it's an item that I think is not good gameplay design-wise. The fact that you ideally should just not even buy a starter sometimes and just start building towards Heartsteel because you want to start maxing it out as soon as possible. Either players are interacting with it stupidly or it's not properly designed. I think this item is just kind of problematic. Do I love it? Yes. Do I think it's an issue? Yes. So what are they doing? While very popular in the current poster child of frustrating tank items, we don't believe Heartsteel is actually quite as powerful as its reputation may suggest. Wow. Yeah, just how, they don't think hex chests are good, but they are. The nerf here is meant to be a fairly small one as a result. That said, the high-end snowball cases for him can get out of hand. I believe that is true, but that's rare. And if you can snowball with this item, you should. It's a power fantasy that you have to earn. We're specifically going for the best case scenarios where it's over 1,000 bonus HP and feeds into all of their HP scaling. So they're nerfing it by 2%, which is technically 20% less. Huh. Interesting. Slightly worse, we have to see how it lands, though, but I'm sad they're nerfing Heartsteel. IE, holy shit. ADC builds take a little bit too long to get off the ground, and they're trying, I guess, to make games faster. Oh boy, this is going to be a nightmare. So we're shrinking their most built item, IE, in order to let them get into the rest of their build sooner. So they're nerfing the gold by about 150, but they're also lowering the damage to compensate, so this is not really necessarily a buff, it's more of just a change, because they're taking away 5 AD, which is sad. But it is what it is, at least you get it earlier. The passive is really what matters, let's be real. As long as they don't lower the damage too much. Merc Treads, these are one of the best boots in the game. After making several balance passes at level 2 boots, we've gotten them to a point where they're appropriately competitive with the legendary items. We've got minor balance allies with the boot space itself, so we're looking to bring up the worst performers. Merc Treads, which is the weakest tank footwear. That is shocking to me. I feel like Merc Treads are so good because of the tenacity. We know 50 gold doesn't sound like a lot, but boots are small, and as a percentage, this is like dropping 125 gold off of a legendary. And they dropped more off of IE too, wow. So it's getting slightly cheaper, and they're not wrong here. In the overall context of its total price, yeah, it's not tiny, but it feels tiny. It's 50 gold. Plated. As Merc Treads are getting stronger, plated seal caps are getting a bit weaker since they're currently the strongest boot in the game. This is the added benefit of being a very small buff of ADCs. Yes! Well, we're happy to lightly buff in the short term. I don't like how they said that. I don't like how they said short term. But it's going from 12 to 10% from auto attacks. So they could have reduced the armor, but they're specifically targeting auto, so ADs are slowly getting pushed back into the limelight, which I like. We just need to fix the bot lane culture and have actual supports go down there. Symbiotic Souls are the worst performing boots in the game. Wow. So deserving of a buff, we're being a bit cautious, only giving 5 move speed to the unupgraded versions. And this is where I always say it, move speed is very powerful low-key. The evolved one is unchanging, so this is literally just a buff to the base version. And they're going to see if that works. I don't know, because Symbiotic Souls gives you empowered recall, which is great. It's just, I think this is a mainly skill-capped item, because it requires roaming, right? You want to build this if you're support and you roam. So either people aren't roaming or people aren't roaming correctly. Because I do believe that this can be good, especially because of the empowered recall. It's kind of a skill-capped item, which means most of the player base is not going to use it correctly. Unending Despair. This item, I think, needs to be buffed, man. I love the potential fantasy of this item, but I feel like tanks just... And again, I could be wrong because I haven't played League in a while, but I think tanks are just not good. I think this item's fantasy was cool when it came out. Because when it came out, I saw clips of Mundo just not dying and healing in the fight, which is hilarious, but I really do not feel like we're in a tank meta. And what is the main thing that counters tanks? ADCs. So, ADCs are kind of getting buffed, so I'd be curious to see if this gets nerfed too. But either way, Unending Despair was the strongest tank item in the game before season start. That's wild. Players hadn't really caught on. Okay, so it's the same case as Fimbulwinter somehow. Now that it's generically purchasable with both armor and MR, players are flocking in and identifying it is indeed very good. The attempt is to push that more with health stackers. We're continuing on that trend by making it great for champions who stack bonus health unless of a generic tank item. Interesting. So now it's literally just bonus health. And this is a 10 to 15% nerf to Adam's damage, which also nerfs the healing. This is just a straight nerf. This is literally just a straight nerf. Wow. Okay, whatever. Alright, so that's all the changes. Let's go to the systems. At least. So let's go to systems in the game. Atakan. What the fuck are they going to do now? In this patch, we've adjusted his form spawn rules to better reflect how bloody a game feels. I feel like this is an issue, or at least it was, where I would not understand why a certain account spawned, aka the GA one, because I felt like the game was kind of bloody. This includes accounting for differences between what a bloody game looks like in solo queue versus professional. Ooh. Early lane trading. Pro play features more aggressive early lane trading, and champions have less health early anyway, so small amounts of damage represent greater bloodiness. We are increasing the impact of early game PvP damage on bloodiness score to a greater degree. Early PvP generates double the points. Wow. Diminishing kill score. Functionally, so long as enough kills happen, the game feels bloody and lively. That means the first few kills are more significant. Wow. Tower dives are extremely high tension moments, therefore tower dive kills get multiplicatively more points. I mean, they probably have a way to track that, but I'm just surprised they're tracking so much shit with this. Because these adjustments change point value significantly, we're adjusting the voracious versus ruinous threshold. Jesus Christ, they're just readjusting this so much, and we don't know the values, we don't know like the fine-tuned math here, nor do I think people care or would even understand it. But hopefully we just don't get one out of can too much. But let's see. Clash schedule. Oh boy, let's see the shit. Clash is just around the corner, so get your 5 stacks ready, aka your randoms, because that's what I do. As mentioned in the last dev update, we're reducing the amount of Clash tournaments because they don't want you getting free shit. We are going to be experimenting through some new tournament forms like AR Earth Clash? What? And bring back favorites like the ARAM Cup. Thank God. If we get more Earth Clashes and then ARAM Cups too, things that are very, like, not painful. Because I'll be honest, right? One of the biggest pain points with the game, and one of the reasons why I think that the Swift play is doing so well is because it's so casual and it's faster. Sitting in a league game and losing for as long as you do feels terrible. So Clash with AR Earth and with ARAM where it's random, and you know Earth is generally faster anyway, so is ARAM. I think these things feel so much better to play. So much better. But either way, let's see what they're doing. So first we're getting an AR Earth Cup in like 2 weeks. Wow, is that 2 weeks actually? It's not this weekend, it's next weekend. Yeah, so like a week and a half. Not bad. Summoner's Rift Cup, blech. MSI Clash, blech. ARAM Cup, let's go. Worlds Clash, which is probably a big one. And then ARAM Cup 2. Excuse me. So again, overall really sad to see, again, the greed just doesn't stop. They're reducing clashes, which again, is a free source of skins, but you have to earn it. But Riot just wants money, so they're reducing that, which is sad. Updated rewards. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Since we're reducing the amount of Clash tournaments this year, we're also recalibrating the VP, which is victory points, required for each tier of reward. Okay, I'm pretty sure no one cares about these. At least they're not touching skins, which I'm shocked at. ARAM! Let me slightly read this, because this isn't that crazy. We have a light patch with a focus on Tito. Trap-based champions have historically been difficult to balance because of ARAM's nature. This time we're giving Tito players back more opportunities to plant shrooms while reducing their impact. On the tank front, several tank items have been nerfed. Probably, what's it called? Heartsteel as well. Will be minor tank's performance. And probably Unending Despair too, but let's see. They're probably going to get doubly nerfed. We're also nerfing Seth for the next patch. Wow, and he has the Exalted skin out too. Crazy. So Teemo Shroom is getting nerfed. The Slow is getting nerfed. The maximum charges are getting buffed. The haste is getting giga nerfed, and the damage dealt is getting buffed a little bit. Unending Despair is actually getting buffed, and then Hail of Blades is getting slightly buffed. Wow. And then ranged attack speed bonus. What? Wow, they're nerfing ranged people. Kog'Maw is getting giga nerfed. Wait, this is crazy. They're nerfing so much range shit. What the fuck? Twitch is getting giga nerfed. Oh my god. Vayne is getting slightly nerfed. Jhin is getting buffed. That should tell you something about Jhin, by the way. Holy shit. Yeah, wow. RIP fucking ranged people. What the fuck? The attack speed bonus is literally going down by 25%. That's crazy. Death timers in Swift Play. Now that there's a hard cap on how long Swift Play games can go, they are making it so you can just go and end even faster. So the death time multipliers are now slightly better. Cool. Now that York has a sudden death cutoff that covers up his weak endgame power, combined with the fact that sudden death mechanic favors his specialty of dealing structure damage, they're nerfing him. So his AD growth is getting nerfed, and the maiden is also getting nerfed. But again, this is for Swift Play. I swear to God, Swift Play is going to be like a slightly different game than Rift now. It's so sad. It's not sad, actually. It's better. It's better. Better for casuals. Now available, all these skins you can spend money on. What the fuck is Door Dude? Is that a fucking emote? Leaving, all this shit. Bug fixes. What the fuck is this shit? Wow. A lot of bugs as always. Cool. Upcoming skins. So again, I haven't seen these. Let's see what these look like. So they're Mask Justice skins, apparently. I think the theme is pretty cool. I really like the colors, but it just seems like Project with extra steps mixed with Common Rider. The way Lucian and Yone and Senna's mask look, it literally looks like Common Rider. But either way, Lucian's colors and everything look kind of cool. It almost reminds me of, oh my god, what was that guy's name? Fuck. It was this anime with this robot guy. Fuck, what was his name? Oh, I don't remember right now, but it's... Either way, I'll just relate it back to Common Rider. I'm very curious to see the skins in the game, because overall, the other controversy is, and we're going to get to it because it's staring us in the face at the end there, the overall controversy is that skins have gone down in quality because they're just kind of trying to push slop out, and they're trying to reduce the... Well, at least they were. I don't know what they're doing this for now, but they're probably just doing it to money grab. But before, they were pushing out a lot of skins to kind of just keep increasing the pool of what you could get from chests to make it harder to get what you wanted, which I think was fair, but it's sad that skin quality had to suffer for that. Now, I think skin quality is just going down because they're cutting corners, they're cheap, and they're outsourcing skins to just not as good people who are making them, honestly. But Lucian getting a skin is whatever. I really gotta see how they look. What the fuck was his name? Was it Castern? Oh my god. Oh no, Cashern. It's Cashern Sins. That's what he reminds me of with his suit. The eyes are obviously Kamen Rider, but the suit reminds me of Cashern Sins. I'd love to see the effects though. I mean, hopefully below they have chromas and I can check out that, but Senna has a skin, which is interesting. Senna and Lucian have a lot of skins. I'm glad they're getting skins together though. Mass Justice Yone, which looks kind of similar to Battle Academia, but not really. And then the big fucking slap in the face, Quantum Galaxy Slayer Z Mythic Essence Chroma. Or not Mythic Essence Chroma, sorry. Chroma that costs like $150. This is crazy. I thought this was a new skin, honestly. And it's sad because I actually think the quality of the skin is pretty good. But I think it's better than the legendary base form. I mean, it honestly depends. It's a little bit different, but I think it honestly is better the way they set it up. And they should, because of how much they're charging. But man, it's so sad this is what League has become. It is honestly really fucking sad. Like, it's a decent-ish thing. I don't think it's worth over $100. But it's just sad, like, we're not getting this as something we could buy with Mythic Essence, man. It's just depressing. And then below here, we have the chromas. Okay, I think the Lucian skin and the Senna skin stand out because of the color of the guns. I really like that. Yone looks like an RGB warrior. It looks weird. And obviously, there's nothing for the Z skin. Either way, though, overall, this was a pretty interesting patch. I would say, looking at all of it overall, Mel, I think, got a little unfairly nerfed. I think they nerfed some things kind of hard. And them taking out things and just the general state of the game, too. I don't want to fully include the imbalance changes, but it is a part of the patch, so I kind of will include it. Overall, I think, honestly, this patch is probably... a lot of things are leaving a bad taste in my mouth, sadly. And the Mel adjustments are not adjustments. They're kind of... Actually, no, they are adjustments. I'll be real. Honestly, I'm thinking... I munch on my carrot. I'm thinking 4 out of 10. I'm just going to rate this 4 out of 10. I think the balance changes are kind of whatever. Some of them are okay. Like, Ash's ones are alright. They're not crazy, but... You know, these are decent buffs, but... Overall, with just everything in the patch and just the general sway of the patches, not balance-wise. Like, we're talking on everything combined. I think League is going in a bad direction. I think balance-wise, it's alright. It's decent. It's whatever, but... Not much stuff happened balance-wise this patch. I mean, Yasuo got buffed, which is nice, but... Apparently a lot of these items are good, but we just don't know it, so... I don't think that's good. Either way, 4 out of 10 Mark Morels. Hope everyone enjoyed. I don't know if I'm going to keep doing patch notes because of the way League is going. I might try and distance myself until the game potentially gets better. I don't know. right now I have more than a bunch of time, and even if I don't, I'm sick and I like doing these, so we'll see. If you enjoyed them, please let me know. I will definitely keep doing them if people want it. But if not, and if you want more of me, you can always check me out live at twitch.tv/Tecnics channel. Hope everyone has a good one. Eee!